to talk about what it was like growing up in Phoenix. This would be an interesting topic to talk about, especially with the perspective of living in other places. Uh, so yeah, um, growing up there was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. The culture was probably the thing that I liked the most, especially like the Native American culture there was really cool. I was always fascinated with that as a kid and even now. And a lot of like field trips we went on as a kid uh, were to like reservations and stuff like that. So that was cool. Really cool like culture in general. Um, it's also a pretty diverse place. Like after talking to certain people in places I've lived, they wouldn't expect that. They don't think like the culture. It's not very diverse there. I guess is what most people think. Um, at least in my experience. But yeah, it's just about like every race you could think of there. Um, so yeah, that was cool. Uh, so the main thing that I noticed, at least like moving up to Washington from there, is um, Arizona has like a feel of a little bit of intensity. I remember as a kid like seeing a lot of fights. Yeah, like even as like a young kid, it's just kind of like not super hostile, but it's definitely like people were kind of aggressive in a way. At least that's how I remember it. And then when I moved up here, I was like, man, it's super chill. Like nobody fights over stupid things. Like it's pretty cool. Huge difference, like huge difference between the two cultures of just like what 2,000 miles on the same coast. So yeah, I I got bullied a lot when I was in like middle school. Uh, and for a number of reasons, I was like a quiet kid, whatever, and I was kind of chubby too, so that doesn't help. But yeah, I got bullied a lot, and that's when I kind of started fighting, I guess, or like standing up for myself a little bit. Um, Definitely didn't win a lot of them. Lost a lot of fights, got my ass kicked quite a bit. Um, and some of it was to do with race. Like I went to a particular middle school in Phoenix when I was in eighth grade, and I was like one out of two white kids there, and they just fucking hammered us. Like all the other kids just fucking just tortured us like every day. So it's something that people don't think about a lot is like the opposite side of things in that respect. So um, that was kind of intense. Um, just a lot of fights in general. Like people, one of my earliest memories when I was like probably 6 or 7, I was at the mall with my mom, and this dude caught another guy looking at his girl, and he just like he went straight up to him and just like it was a confrontation right out of the gate. They started fighting, swinging punches in the mall. Like this his girlfriend's trying to pull him back. I just remember seeing this as like a 6-year-old kid. I'm like, holy shit, man, this is fucking crazy. And like living in Seattle for what 10, 15 years now, I've seen like maybe 2 fights here ever. It just doesn't happen. So that's pretty crazy. Like that's a huge change in like culture, just in one way. But yeah, went to a kind of like an alternative middle school in Phoenix for like at-risk kids, and it was just a fucking nightmare. It's pretty much like jail, you know. Never really been there, so I can't fucking say that. But it seemed like it was like a juvie school kind of. So that was intense. That was like right before I moved to Seattle. So one of the first things I noticed here, like I said, is like it's really chill. Things are way more chill. People are definitely like more passive aggressive than aggressive. So that was kind of a change. Another thing I remember sarcasm, like, I don't know if it's the household I lived in or what it was, but like sarcasm was not something that I grew up with. I like when I moved to Washington and you start picking up on that, I'm like, man, like, because I'm used to like when somebody says something, they mean it. Like, there's no like, oh, I'm gonna say this. I'm like, of course now it's like a second language, but it's taken a while. Like that's something I didn't, and my family as well. Like, I don't know why, but sarcasm just was not a thing. Um, so yeah, I do miss the people down there. It's also been a while since I've been there in general, so it could be different, but I do miss the people in general. Just like I remember meeting more just like real genuine people down there. So that can kind of get, discouraging, especially, I love Seattle. I've lived here for a long time. This is my home, but there's some fake ass people here for sure. Like I've met, just a ton of people who are just, I don't know, trying to fit some like square box of something they need to be, or like they need to think this way, or this is, whatever. Uh, so yeah, there's like some huge differences in the two places. And those are just a couple examples. Trying to think of anything else that's like a whole lot different besides really being chill. That's like the main thing I can compare the two on is uh, Seattle's way more chill. You don't really have to look over your shoulder as much. Like I guess I don't know. Growing up in an intense environment like that was kind of interesting. Uh, Kind of sets you up to be a little paranoid sometimes. I still like kind of think about things that way, which I think is good, but it also kind of sucks because not a lot of people are going to relate to you when you're just looking out for things. Like you don't see that a lot in the city. Uh, Most people just on their phones, even when they're walking down the street, they're not like looking or paying attention to anything. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make this short, talk about kind of what it was like there, the different cultures, the diversity, like some pros and cons. It's also a beautiful, beautiful state. So if you haven't been there, it's awesome to at least visit. Like Sedona is fantastic. Phoenix is cool. Anywhere outside of the city is nice. It's a huge metropolitan area, by the way. Uh, so yeah, it's a cool place to visit. In the north part of the state, there's there's like pine. It's not desert. There's like pines and forests and stuff like that. So if you get a chance, definitely go there. Kind of just being nostalgic making this video, I guess. But just wanted to touch on a couple things, what it was like growing up there. So if you like the video, smash that like button, subscribe. Also, leave a comment below on a topic you'd want covered or a question or something like that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.